Bev's Video Kingdom is intended for a mature audience. Listener discretion is advised.
I can brag your favorite podcast. Let's start this thing. Woo!
You see, it's fucking molten. It's molten, asshole. It's Thursday. You know what day it is. It's draft day.
Oh, shit.
Draft time. Let's do this.
We are drafting. This is the chef episode. It's Thursday. You know we're drafting best movie dish or best most delicious movie food in a movie.
So is that what it is?
It's that food you see in a movie and you're like, damn, I want to eat that. That looks delicious.
Okay, so I like that qualification because I had a bunch that I was like, oh, this is some crazy shit that somebody ate.
Nope.
No.
Not crazy.
It's the food in a movie that makes you most want to eat it.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, cracking an egg on a girl's belly, maybe not the most delicious.
But you can take it.
Excuse me.
Okay. I won't prevent you from taking anything.
I would like to take that if I get to eat it off of that chick's belly.
Is that included in the draft? If you were to take Charlie Sheen and his beautiful Italian co-star, interesting.
Or what about the whipped cream bikini?
Oh, bro, is that not really a meal? I guess so.
It's a dessert.
Nate's like, I'm making a meal.
Allie Larder making an appearance in the chef podcast.
There she
I
goes.
like that.
V Blues.
Brad, where did you find this damn draft order?
Dude, so I was making some, my wife was a little hungover after the Niners win last weekend.
Woo, woo.
Okay, I got to say, 2 weekends ago. 2 weekends ago, because I'm hoping that the Niners in the Super Bowl. I don't know yet. But, yeah, I had to make breakfast for the kids, and I always do a little egg and toast, cut a little hole in the bread and then do the egg in the middle of the toast.
We call that eggs in a rabbit hole at our house.
Whatever you want to call it. I've heard it called 100 different things, but every time I cracked an egg, it just the yolk turned into this little name. I was like,
oh, that's an embryo, bro. That's a baby chicken.
I made 3 of them.
Still tripping balls.
I made 3 of them and 3 names. Dude, I don't know what's going on.
That chicken got fucked.
The first one, I cracked the egg and that yolk immediately says Brad. I was like, wow, this is
whoa.
Oh shit, that's weird that the eggs gave you first pick. I can't believe that.
Second one, it said your name, Zach.
God.
Oh, that's a bad
It was
spot.
like, hey, you want the worst pick in the draft? There you go. Thanks, Mr. Chicken.
The third one, it said Nick.
Okay.
I get the Rapidoricho.
And because I only have 2 kids, there wasn't a 4th egg, so I'm assuming it's Nate. I don't know. Maybe I should have cracked an egg and see what it said.
That
Maybe it would have
egg-
said Scotch or somebody else.
And we gave up 5 episodes ago, like Nate.
Can we address that you make 1 egg for your kids?
Yeah, one egg each of you? What are you guys?
Jesus, you got them on diets or something? I've seen your kids. They're skinny little kids. They need to eat some eggs,
Are you
Brad.
guys,
Jesus Christ.
Dude, the egg and toast
on
only
Mars
has
and you're
1
trying
egg in
to
it.
serve
They
calories?
get the little like the little part I cut out, that gets toasted too, and so that gets on. They get
No,
that.
I get that. So they get toast with actually part of the toast taken out, and they get 1 egg. Jesus
They
Christ!
get 1 piece of bread with 1 egg, and
Is
they're
this
happy about it.
a prison fucking meal program that you got these kids on?
Like
120
80% of the
calories.
bread.
That's cool.
That's what I'm saying.
They're on the machinist diet.
They mark it down. They mark it down on their charts. Once they mark it down on their charts, and then they put it on their apps on their phones.
Brad's
then,
like, put it in my fitness pal. Put it in right now. I've been logging my food since I was 3 years old.
Brad's weighs the butter on a kitchen scale.
oh yeah, no, it's like a quarter teaspoon of butter.
Okay. All right.
Fine.
So I'm on the wrap. This is good. This is good news.
But I'm lead off, and I'm like, well, you know what? I really feel.
Do you have a one of one like clearly in your head?
I do, and it might not go over well, but you know what? I'm going with it because my food movie
Tarantino?
is no.
Oh,
My
okay.
food movie, of course, and we talked about Thomas Keller on Tuesday on the pod, and Thomas Keller was the consultant for this Pixar film called Ratatouille.
Oh my god.
And the signature dish from Ratatouille is ratatouille. And it's not just amazing because the main bad guy, when he eats it for the first time, like he has all this, he reminisces about his childhood and just goes into this dream state that's amazing. But it's a beautiful dish. It's vegetables. It's vegetarian, but the vegetables are sliced so perfect. It's plated so perfect. It's got a nice little sauce drizzle on it.
It's easy to make it perfect when it's a drawing.
And I just want to
digital.
eat that. I just look at it, I'm like, I'm not vegetarian. I love myself some meat, but goddamn, that looks delicious. And I think I want to eat it for every meal I could ever.
You literally want to eat CGI, is what you're telling you. You want to eat
I want to eat ones and zeros.
Made by a rat.
Ooh. That sounds sanitary.
But I'm going with the ratatouille from Ratatouille. And that's my number one.
Ratatouille.
Rat-tat-tat-tat.
Does anyone think that this actually would taste? See, I always assumed that it was like very nostalgic, but I was never like, I'm like, it's a bunch of vegetables. I mean, it can't taste that good.
Yeah, it doesn't sound good at all. Really the fact
Thomas
that
Keller, the owner of the French Laundry, was the consultant. And
as we found out on Tuesday's pod, I would rather eat a burrito from a taco truck.
Which I have a theory on that too.
Apologies to Thomas
I think
Keller.
Nate ate the fancy French restaurant the way that it's supposed to be eaten, which is on a full stomach. You know how they tell you, like, don't go grocery shopping unless you have a full stomach.
I had an objective palate.
Exactly. You're like, you're thinking about it like exactly how it tastes, not because you were stoned and hungry.
Which is usually the case.
I'm usually just stoned, hungry, and watching a competition.
all right, Zach, are you stalling for yourself?
Yes.
There's a lot of picks.
He absolutely is.
There's a lot of picks. So this is my thing, guys. There's too many choices. There's too many movie foods. And so I really had to go down to some of the movies that I really love and some of the stuff that I thought, like, man, that looks fucking delicious. And my number one pick is going to be controversial. And you're all going to think that it's not my number one pick, but I'm going to go with the pile of breakfast food that Vince Vaughn prepares for himself in Wedding Crashers.
That's a great pick.
And it was really spurred by my wife turning to me and going, the perfect meal for you is the meal that Vince Vaughn makes in Wedding Crashers. And I was like, oh my God, the massive pile of breakfast food.
So you like the syrup touching everything?
I would put syrup on all of it. I would then.
So you're Elf. You're Elf.
Yeah, don't squash the second round.
So personally,
he's sitting down on the wrap.
I mean, dude, it's like, honestly, he had so much stuff on there that there was going to be 3/4 of that food that didn't have syrup on it anyways.
It was a mountain.
Delicious. True. And he's like, I'm not gonna eat with you, just so you know.
Recharge the batteries.
Yeah, and he fucking goes and sits 1 foot away from him, facing the other direction.
Get some of this flavor.
So I admit that I do have that on my list, and it would not have scratched, even sniffed the first round, but it's not a bad pick.
I preface that pick with saying that I love breakfast food, and it's all my favorite foods are all breakfast foods.
It's cool. I like it when you pick things that make you lose.
All right, egg three, you're up.
I have all of my picks still.
You have a giant green list there. Like, your green list is usually not that large, but is very large.
So it's because I wrote down the recipe for a couple. A couple iconic.
If anybody wants to get inside of Nick's brain, this is exactly a perfect example of it. He's like, I need to figure out all these things that sound delicious. Maybe I should write down the recipe.
I know one of two ways. I know one of two ways he's going right now, and I think
this is his draft.
In my mind, I know which way he's going.
I think you think I'm not going low. I'm going number one, and I broke my number one into 3 picks, which is
Jesus Christ,
which is wearing the T-shirt to the Rock show, and I'm going Scarlett's pasta. I have to.
That's the correct one.
She's in bed looking at him. He's and it's so PG, but it's like it's so but the what he's cooking is erotic, and the way she's looking at it, the way she eats it.
Oh, I mean, it looks like it's a porno without any boobies. I mean,
I'm going to say she borrowed the look from the Anton Ego in Ratatouille when she takes the bite. She's just like,
That's the look I was trying to think about.
But the looks that you really got to, it's her biting her lower lip when he's cooking it. Like, she's just looking at him like she's so
throw that garlic. You throw that garlic in the pan.
Oh my gosh! I
love old overweight guys with knuckle tattoos.
We talked about
food is the way to a lot of people's hearts. Food is the way to a lot of people's hearts.
Right,
There's no problem with that.
Okay, so I'm with you on this. I think that's the correct 101. And to prove this, I am going to go ahead and also buy the T-shirt.
Oh,
Thank
no.
you, God.
Jesus Christ.
I didn't want to have to take it to. I don't want to have to buy 2 T-shirts.
What's happening in the fucking world right now?
I'm going to take the grilled cheese.
I think the grilled cheese is more than
It
ScarJo's
looks
pasta.
so good.
It's a grilled cheese.
It's so simple.
It's cheese.
So
and
here's where
bread.
you know where he had me. It's where he flips the cheese, the grilled cheese together. Now it's all one piece. But then he's attentive. He grabs his butter and he picks up all those little spots that any place there wasn't butter, he puts butter.
You know the
like,
trick to the good grilled cheese, right? Is it's
What is it, Nick?
mayo and butter.
No.
I've heard people do that.
Why don't you shut your filthy mouth, Nick?
And it's also more than one cheese.
Well, yeah, well,
There's
talk
like
about that, but
there's
3
definitely a lot of
to 4
cheeses.
cheeses.
why don't you take that mayo and walk it down the road?
The whole time while I was watching that, because as a lactose intolerant person, I was like, that looks like the most delicious thing that's going to make me poop my pants that I have ever seen.
I'd poop my pants for that.
Nate, I bet somebody could put mayo on a grilled cheese and you would not know it. And you'd be like, damn,
You wouldn't know a
delicious.
damn thing.
If you ever do that to me, our podcast and our friendship is over.
We've discussed actually some extreme scenarios in which Nate would be okay eating mayonnaise, and there's like only 1 or 2.
There are a couple.
yeah, it's
there are a
very
couple,
difficult.
but they're
Yeah.
not many. And those who know me well can probably figure that out real quickly.
You're like, your daughter breaks her leg on her scooter or you eat a spoonful of mayo. He's like, you know what? Bones heal.
Honey, we got to go to the ER. All right.
She doesn't need her ACL.
This is where things get a little more dicey. There's
Like, is that a
lot of
cooking
ways
joke?
you
Was that a
could go.
cooking pun?
Yeah, well, you know,
So
I don't know
dicey
what
right
you
now.
decide.
This fucking draft is so Julianne.
Okay.
You just Julianne Moored that pick.
All right, I'm gonna shift gears a little bit because I think I can pick up what I'm debating here later. So I'm gonna go with the strudel with a creme in Inglorious Bastards. I feel like I'm a guy that really needs to mix in some sweet with my savory, and that just looks amazing. I mean, you know, even her who she's sitting across from the person that killed her family,
Murdered her family.
and she can't help but like sort of succumb to the first bite of the strudel with cream.
Nah, man. I'm so upset that wasn't coming back to me. I thought there was a chance and it just makes me sad. And just Tarantino, he's always had this focus on food. And when he just gets on the zoom on the cream, just like getting picked up and dropped, it's everything is very, it's all like almost graphic in a sense. It's like,
so when she takes the crazy part is like she takes a piece of the strudel, and you literally are sitting there in anticipation going, is she gonna get the cream? Like I watched it again today
you were
in
worried
prep,
about.
and I was like is she gonna thwart the cream? Is that part of the game here? But I mean, that cream looks really good, and then
And
she
she's like
gets it.
terrified, and you can tell that she thinks it's absolutely delicious.
She tries so hard not to give it away, but it comes across. It's a great piece of acting, right?
While
Like, it's like-
everyone else that's watching the movie is like, does he know? Does he know? Does he know? Nate's like, is she gonna eat the cream?
eat the fucking
She gonna
cream.
eat the cream?
Don't leave the cream.
oh, man.
All right, that's where I'm at.
Oh,
All right, Zach, we are back to
No,
you.
I thought it was
no, it's me.
Oh, Nick. Oh, yeah, we're back
yeah.
to Nick. My bad.
So are we gonna? You guys gonna talk?
three.
You guys gonna kill some time?
Nick's got.
Do we need to kill time? You have 74 green things.
75 green things to go through. Of
I'm
course we
always ready these days, and you guys are always the ones that need time. I'm always ready.
This revisionist history is fucking interesting to me.
See,
man.
the original season 1 now is like where we got this
Preseason champs getting all
counts.
fucking.
We'll fire
I need
up
more
there.
time to make my picks.
Jimmy Quick Draw. Why don't you go ahead and tell us your pick?
Come on, Jimmy G.
There
That,
it is.
Get that drop, please.
There it is.
All right.
So if we're gonna kill time for Nick, so Scott Beck, are you gonna play some songs at the beer release?
Oh my God! It's 2 days away,
Dude,
Dude,
are you guys ready?
everybody's going to be there.
Hey,
Everybody's
you know what we're doing tomorrow is canning some beers.
tomorrow morning, 8:00.
Yeah.
We're going to be down there. We get to can them, and then sort of counterintuitively, we immediately get to crack the first two and drink them. It seems like a waste of energy. We should just not close them.
I told my work for like the third time that I'm getting a vasectomy.
Oh,
that
sweet.
morning. Yeah.
Third vasectomy, like, I reversed it.
I told
now we went back
snap. I was like, my wife doesn't want it. Nope, she thinks she does want to have some more kids. And then so we just went back and forth. I call it the Nate. That's what
I may or may not have had multiple vasectomies. I don't know.
All right.
Yeah, that's private medical information.
Hey, HIPAA doesn't, as we've learned on previous podcasts,
HIPAA does not apply here.
Does not apply to this podcast.
All right, I'm going rom-com. It may not be sexy, but damn, it looks delicious on the silver screen. And it is from Julie and Julia.
Is that a rom-com?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's just a movie with women in it. So Nick was like, rom-com.
And
super sexist.
And it's boeuf beef bourguignon or whatever you pronounce it.
Yeah, how do you pronounce that? Because I have it on my list, but I just spelled it.
That's cool how you guys just copy and pasted the fucking wiki. What's the best meals in movies? That's dope.
I've made it because sidebar, our family, because of that movie, my mom's, she was really into that movie years ago. And we started this tradition where our family, my mom and I started a tradition where our family would get together and we got the Art of French Cooking. And once a year, our family would get together and we would plan an elaborate French dinner and we would make a 3-course meal from that cookbook. And our first one was the beef bourguignon, and it was one of the best things I've ever had a part in making. One of the most delicious things.
It sounds really good. It looks
and
really
it's
good.
the hardest shit cookbook,
dude,
to follow. You're turning from, you got the recipe on one page. There are 2 or 3 moments in that recipe where it says to reference back to say this for this stage, reference back to page 153 for this page, then it'll reference you back to page 370 for this other part of it. It's maddening, but it's delicious.
That's why I learn all my food off of YouTube.
Dude, it's crazy. It's
way
crazy,
easier.
Dude.
What's wild is that Nick's totally buried the lead there because he's like, it's not sexy. But like, if you guys knew what Nick's family looks like cooking all of these meals together, they're probably like sweaty in the kitchen and like rubbing by each other.
Bunch of like
a lot of wine.
Oh my god!
It's like a full day thing, but it's a shit ton of red wine that slowly simmers around like chunks of like steak. They call it a stew.
So delicious,
but it's amazing. That's my pick.
All right, well, you convinced me. I want to eat it now.
Well, what are you going to eat now that's not available, Zach?
Well, it's my pick next. And while I was like, I want to pick the monkey brains from Indiana Jones, I'm like, all right.
The voice on your left shoulder.
Sorry, was that one that you guys were going to pick? I apologize. If someone
thought you were going fava beans.
Don't steal my 75th pick.
So, again, I'm going strictly from movies that I really like. And I am going, and this is 40, when Paul Rudd and Judd Apatow's wife go back to the hotel room and eat pot cookies. But it's not the pot cookies that look delicious. It's when the room service guy comes in and he takes the banana and the apples and pretends like it's his dick, and he's like fucking with the room service guy, and then they eat all the cake and eclairs and stuff, and they're super stoned, talking about how they would kill each other if they were going to kill each other. And it's one of my favorite movies, one of my favorite scenes. Again, wife and I were talking about this in the kitchen this morning, and we were like, "Oh, that's one of the ones."
So it's the cake and eclairs from This Is 40.
Yes, they bring in like a massive room service cart of cakes and cupcakes and pastries.
I'm saying stone food is some of the best food.
Oh, it's obviously the best food, and they're like too far gone. They're supposed to eat like half a cookie, and they ate like 2 each, and it's fucking great, and they're hilarious the entire time.
Good stuff. All right, so I've got 2 picks here now. I've been waiting a while, and now I got to figure out what I'm going to do here. So my first one is going to be, I think, pretty simple. And when you watch, if there's ever a movie that made you want to go to prison, I mean, Jesus Christ, Goodfellas, they had the special kind of like we're all together cell. They were paying off the guards, obviously, that they got to live this life. They have live lobsters getting brought in to their cell, and you've got Paul Sorvino sitting there slicing that garlic with the razor.
So that's the deal, right? Like it's the combo of him slicing it and seeing the little slices and the description of it liquefying. In
those little pieces of garlic just melt into the sauce, and he's got the sauce with the veal and the meatballs, and it's just you're just like I need to get to prison. I need to go hang out with these guys.
So I watched this in preparation. I feel like I didn't think it looked that delicious
because they were in prison,
and I was like, man. With the fear,
the hell of a spread, though.
Yeah, I mean, when you have like the fear of anal rape hanging over you at all times, like how much can you enjoy the garlic?
I don't think if you're rolling with them, you're not worried about much because they obviously are living their lives well beyond what everybody else in prison is living.
I will tell you that I've got a buddy that spent a lot of time in prison, and the food that he described is not like that.
Well, that's the point. They're the mob. They are paying off. That's why they get to all be together. That's why they're getting the lobsters. You don't just request the lobsters and they show up because you're like, oh, that's just something you get in prison.
I'm just saying.
I believe their experience is a little bit different than normal prison
I just want
food.
you to know that I hate that pick and that you're a terrible chooser of teams.
It looks delicious. All right, so my next pick here. Now it's a little bit stressful, but
because this is your last pick.
No. I got one more on the back end, which I'm gonna keep in the pocket here. But you know what? This has to do somewhat with being like Stone, but again, we're gonna go back to Tarantino because sometimes when somebody presents an item that's just kind of a basic item that you get on maybe a monthly basis or even maybe a weekly basis. A cheeseburger. Something as simple as a cheeseburger from Big Kahuna Burger can just seem so delicious if it's presented in the right way. And in Pulp Fiction, he presents that cheeseburger, and when Jules takes a bite of it, it just, that's a delicious burger.
And the sound of him.
The sound is all just
through it. It's so good.
I don't find it
so good.
I don't find that delicious at all. The way he drinks the soda so aggressively and like he's like trying to get the taste out of his mouth. He's like, fuck.
No. He wants just to wash it. And you always want a soda when you got a nice cheeseburger.
Shame Brad.
No, so I'm saying that cheeseburger it makes me so fucking excited to eat a cheeseburger. I need to get a cheeseburger right now.
I'm glad you picked that.
Brad's not wrong.
So I'm taking the cheeseburger.
I like the pick.
Fiction.
Terrible pick. Sorry, Brad.
I like the pick.
All right, Zach, it's on you again. And what other movies? What other movies have you seen that have food in them?
What other movies have you seen where
Zach's seen 6
He's
movies.
like that sausage from Sausage Party.
He's seen 6 movies with food, so we're coming down to the end of his list here.
Never mind.
All right. I've got one.
There you go.
That looks fucking delicious. And I'm going to go with when my dude, I can't remember the actor's name, but his name in the movie is Cypher in The Matrix.
Oh, you
when
son of a
sitting
bitch.
in that restaurant.
Are you talking about Joey Pants?
And he eats the most delicious steak that I have ever seen on the screen.
I can't believe you pulled that out of your ass.
Dude.
That's a Zach pick.
That was my next pick.
I just can't believe you don't know Joey Pantalonio. Like Joey.
I don't
Joey
listen to the
Pants. Joey
Rewatchables.
Pants.
I don't listen to the Rewatchables podcast, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, that's a delicious pick. Mm-hmm. That definitely made me want to eat a steak.
Zach, you blowing up?
Yeah. I gotta take a break.
You got your pick out. Good job.
Fuck you guys.
Are we still recording? Well, let's go. Let's roll with it.
All right, we're
Zach
rolling.
doesn't need to be here for this.
We've got 4 picks till he gets back to him. So,
and we're gonna have to kill time for him anyway because he doesn't see any more movies with food, so he's just gonna have to go to the Google.
Right.
All right, I'm just going full in on fucking rom-coms, I guess, for this one.
All right.
But stuff that looks as delicious as you can look on the screen. That's what I'm going for. I don't care if, I like the movie. Even though I did like the movie. It's from It's Complicated with Alec Baldwin, Steve Martin, Meryl Streep. The chocolate croissant that Steve Martin and Meryl Streep that she makes for him on their first date. And it looks fucking unbelievable. It's a cooking montage. They're freaking drunk and high because I think they were smoking a blunt or a joint at a family party, and they're stoned. And she says, "What do you want me to make you?" And it's there. She specializes in the chocolate croissant, and damn, does it look delicious! And they just smashed chocolate croissant stoned in that movie. So, chocolate croissant from It's Complicated.
I got to get my last two picks together.
Croissant.
This is a lot of pressure, actually.
Yeah, you got 2 picks here, and
basically, I have 2 picks twice.
I like both your picks, though. I like both your picks. I don't think you're getting last today.
So,
I think I know who's getting last.
God, I hope it's not me.
All right. So I think this one, yeah, I don't know how many people feel this, but there's something about the way that she eats it and something about the purity of the dish that's like such a classic. And her face looks so good when she takes that bite. It's the fried chicken in the Help.
Oh, okay.
She sits down, she takes that bite, and it's like, and I'm not even like a fried chicken guy per se, but I acknowledge that if you have the right fried chicken, it's a whole other deal. And her face just tells it all. So it looks just right, and I'm taking it. And then for the last pick,
real quick, I just want to comment on fried chicken because it's one of those things that I love. I love some fried chicken, and it's like the worst thing about fried chicken is that it's also one of just the biggest hassles to cook. Like to do your own fried chicken, you're going to mess up your kitchen. It's going to be just a gigantic mess, and it's annoying because you got to have the oil and all that stuff. So it's like I've made fried chicken I think twice. I love it. I just don't like putting it.
So have you? So we talked about sous vide on the pod on Tuesday with Chef. Have you ever tried the sous vide fried chicken?
No, my boy Angelo has done it, and it's great. He swears by it.
So I did it one time, and it was great. I over-salted the batter. But other than that, it was incredible. And it's
well, yeah, because you can get that fry. You don't have to worry about cooking the chicken all the way through. It's already cooked, so you
heat
just
the oil a little bit more,
and
so you can get that crisp quickly without cooking the chicken anymore. You get that real moist. So I don't know. I'm just saying.
I was just thinking about that. I was like, just today, we actually did some chicken thighs tonight, and I was like, okay, I got to do fried chicken at this point. I got to sous vide it.
Okay, so speaking of sous vide, this leads me to my last pick, and this is a weird one though because it's a movie that's really focused on. I mean, as much as any movie could be focused on sous vide cooking, is focused on sous vide cooking, and that's the movie Burnt. But the dish that I want to try, there's this one scene where he's trying to get the sauce just right. And he keeps cooking the sauce over and over again. And he takes a bite and he tosses it and he tastes it. And it's delicious and it looks delicious. And he finally gets it right. And he's like, that's the one. And I'm like, I want to taste that sauce. Because if there were that many sauces that looked that good and were just one bite, I'm throwing it in the trash. Can you imagine how good that sauce had to have been that was actually finally the correct one?
So did I put down here, I just put the sauce?
I would say put the correct sauce.
The multiple sauces.
God damn it, Nate.
Burnt.
You were doing so good, and then you picked fucking sauce.
So I had stepped out. What movie are we talking about?
Burnt. Which is actually funny because my wife, after
Bradley?
she watched Chef, she talked to one of her friends. She's like, have you seen Chef? She's like, oh my God, yeah, so good. She's like, oh my God, but you're going to hate Bradley Cooper in it. And she's like, I don't think that's the right movie. But they actually had a dispute between Chef and Burnt. Burnt had to change its title from Chef because they tried to do it. They were trying to do it at the same time.
Wow,
I guess Favreau got in there. Favs got in there first, and so they had to change the title of their movie.
I did not know that.
So pretty interesting.
Good knowledge.
Oh, so while you were gone, we had the chocolate croissant from It's Complicated from Nikki.
Okay.
Fried chicken from The Help from Nate, and then the right sauce from Burnt.
So 3 movies I haven't seen. Perfect.
None of those on.
But
None
we're
of those
on Nick,
came
so
off my list.
You still got one more. You got one more pick.
I already know what I'm picking.
All right, Nick, you got a lot of green there, man. You've got a green pick. So what are you doing here?
I'm not going because one of the green is dessert. I'm not going back to dessert. Not happening.
Yeah, you'll get marked
So you're trying to get like a little courses here.
I'm trying to go courses.
Oh, okay. I like that style. I like that style.
But I mean, the courses are kind of a little bit out the window. But Italian courses, you got antipasta. Got it. I got my main. Oh my gosh.
I know where your heart wants to go.
Yeah. Pizza from Ninja Turtles.
That's very low. Very low on the list. Oh, damn.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, shit.
I thought Zach was going to be like pizza from Eat, Pray, Love, and I was like,
real quick, I'm going to bring this up because we never finalized on the text. What did I mentioned documentaries, and you guys said
no.
You said documentaries?
No, documentaries don't count.
Did we say a hard no?
I don't think we ever answered that question, but
it wasn't answered.
Let's go with no now.
Our silence meant no.
Because I'm hoping no, because I would win the draft with my last pick. If it was,
All right,
come on.
I'm going with I'm going with a sleeper pick that this is actually close to my heart. There's whatever reason it's not a food movie. It's a bank heist movie. Keanu Reeves, Gary Busey.
Oh shit!
The 2 meatball subs.
Oh,
that Gary Busey smashing. Utah. Give me 2. They always look amazing, and when you talk about the meatball subs in a movie, my mind goes directly to that. They don't show it a lot; they show it just enough. But you see Gary Busey's face. Whenever you're watching the movie, for whatever reason, a meatball sub sounds like the best thing you could put in your mouth during that movie.
I'm saying
you're staking out a bank.
They know the right spot to go. They've been working in that city, so they know it's their spot that they go to. I can dig that.
And you know what's weird is I have that experience anytime I hear or see a meatball sandwich. It sounds like delicious, and then when I actually order them, I'm like, it's just a meatball sandwich.
But like to have like a spot that's not Subway, like it's probably like an Italian restaurant that happens to have a meatball sub. Sign me up all day.
All right.
I will say that in high school, my girlfriend worked at Subway, and I used to go in there and get this meatball sub from Subway. Absolutely delicious.
You never had a pizza factory?
She later turned into my wife, and she still smells like the bread from Subway just a little bit. I'm just kidding.
That's not a bad thing.
You do not.
Lisa's worked everywhere.
The bread from Subway permeated her entire being for a couple of years. It was absolutely insane.
But did y'all never get a meatball sub from Pizza Factory? They were pretty damn.
They always look good. Which, like, speaking of wifeys, really quick, I got to give my wifey a shout out. I got to go back 2 picks to my chocolate croissant because that's all Denise.
She likes a chocolate croissant.
Denise, give me a chocolate croissant.
She's like, pick the chocolate croissant. I'm just kidding, and I'm like, we'll see, babe. And lo and behold, that chocolate croissant. She's not lying. That's all Denise. She brought it up.
So what are you making up for?
What'd you do?
I didn't make my ScarJo's pasta this week. That's my bad.
I'm just playing. Damn. I'm playing. So Zach's back.
Okay, there's a lot of picks. There's a lot of things that I could go with. I want to go back to P Fiction, but I'm not going to. I am going to go with, God damn it, one of my favorite food scenes in any movie, which is the invisible food from Hook. When all of that food shows
the
up.
frosting feast.
Oh my God,
it's
dude.
all frosting.
Just all frosting.
There's literally my second pick was going to be the frosting that they get out of the fucking Oreo or like the oatmeal cream pie in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Oh, hey, I still have the last pick, dude.
No, you're not going to pick that, dude.
It's on my goddamn list. I promise.
You should have gone all frosting.
But dude, that food fight and Hook, and just like the most delicious food everywhere, and they're just like grabbing it with their hands. It's very visceral.
But it's all delicious. Like you said, it's all whipped cream. Like
it's not
you
all.
Look at
it's
it,
not
it's
all. Watch the
cream.
scene again. There's all sorts of delicious
there's like a
food
turkey
everywhere.
leg. There's like a chicken turkey, big old turkey leg.
There's like the one like the token
Made
fat
out of
kid
whipped
that's
cream.
eating like he's eating a turkey leg like it's about to run away.
Pretty much
from him.
everything else is whipped cream.
Nope. Watch it again.
And then the bangerang, milk.
Oh, dude,
it's milk.
So bomb.
Final pick, buddy.
Ooh, boy.
What do you think bangerang is? So Brad can think about his pick.
Bangerang?
What do you think it tastes?
Song by Skrillex.
Is it? It's looks like milk. I mean, so it couldn't be that great.
I thought it was just the
Zach's
shit that
pooping himself immediately.
It's definitely cream
dairy
based. Yes. I'd be like they're like,
So
where's the other lost boy? I'd be like, he's pooping. He's lost because he's pooping.
So check this out. I'm ready to pick, but I can either go
fucking bangerang.
Second Pixar.
Yeah, you should.
Or I can go third chef.
Oh, wait.
Third chef.
I'm sorry, you don't have 2 others. You mean for the?
I'm saying for my last pick, I can either go.
I'm not going to tell you which way to go.
Second Pixar.
I'm not going to tell you.
I'm saying I can go with the second Pixar movie chosen, or I can go with the third.
The second Pixar chosen by you, or the third chef pick of the draft.
You're gonna go with Templeton the rat from Charlotte's Web
when he's getting some of that awesome trash.
Go Pixar. Oh, actually, Temple. That's not a bad call.
Dude, he's got some bomb ass sausages in there.
When Templeton eats the fair food,
it's so bomb.
I get hungry.
Is that funnel cake?
I'm like,
dog?
What
I haven't thought of Templeton in like 35 years.
Oh,
kind
dude.
of slaps you on there, bro?
Fuck it, we're going curveball.
Oh shit.
So
neither.
There's something about Sunday dinners that really appeal to me because I grew up in a NASCAR family, and Sunday is when the NASCAR race is. And my Okie grandparents, it was always Sunday dinners at their house, and it's going to be some black-eyed peas and some greens, or it's going to be some chicken, or it's going to be, like I said, we had the gringo tacos sometimes. It was just kind of a variety pack of what you're going to get. But it was always going to be a good meal, and we're always going to be sitting around, and everybody's got a plate, and we're watching a race.
Watching those cars turn left.
Boogity, boogity.
And you know what? It's funny. One of my best buddies I work with, just talking about the Sunday dinners with him, and it's like, and for some folks, the Sunday dinner is a huge part of their lives. And in the movie Soul Food, they actually bring the Sunday dinner to life, and it's kind of revolves around. That's when families come together to kind of share what's going on in their lives and to talk and have a good time. And in the last kind of the climactic meal, this kid brings everybody back together because grandma's passed away. And so grandma's the one who kind of led everything. But he gets everybody back together, and they do a nice big meal. They got some fried catfish. They got some mashed potatoes, some mac and cheese, and it just looks just great. But it's just that emotional feeling you get out of a meal. And so the food looks delicious, but it's kind of like a big important scene. So I'm taking the tribute to Mama, Big Mama dinner in Soul Food.
So you want to eat your feelings, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
A lot of feelings involved in food. So yeah, of
you
course.
Gotta wait until Martin Lawrence dressed in drag dies in the movie before we can get a delicious
Not Big
meal.
Mama's house.
Oh,
you
okay.
Fucking
I'm sorry.
asshole.
I thought we were talking about a different one.
My God.
Is that it? Are we wrapped? Are we doing also rans?
We got a lot.
There's a lot.
I've got a lot, guys.
Who wants to go first?
I will.
Okay.
Obvious $5 milkshake, Pulp Fiction.
That's the one I want to take on my last.
And two other T-shirt picks: the Cuban in Chef, but also sleeper pick, the pork belly that he carves up in his like dinner that he fucking wastes.
Yeah, he does for just himself with the octopus
and then
all that
doesn't
stuff.
eat it. And I'm like, this is terrible. This is hard to watch.
I've also made the berry dessert with like the crushed, the candy that he like shatters.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
He does that all on his own, just like
just so he can look at it.
Just to be like, I can do this.
What an asshole.
I've got the in Jurassic Park, after the little boy's been shocked and they all jump into that little spot, and they've got all the little desserts, and they just look at it like it's the best thing ever, and they just go to town.
They're just eating melted ice cream and shit.
Oh, just all those desserts.
So
they go to town on it, and they're so happy until they realize that there's raptors in there.
That was a big one for me too.
White Castle burgers. I almost picked that with my last pick. At the end,
great stone.
They're
pick.
crying.
What happened to me when that made me not want to pick that is I had White Castle.
To me, they don't look. They don't look that.
No, they're not good
at all.
They're not that great, but they look great in
they do, and everything's headed that. And then Godfather, the pasta sauce.
Yeah, the gravy.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love how they call pasta sauce. I love how mobsters call pasta sauce gravy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Clemenza making that. He's
good
teaching him how to
gravy.
do it. That's a good scene. The one I didn't go from Pixar, their recent film Luca. They do this trinette al pesto, which is it's kind of a green pesto dish, and it looks beautiful and it looks tasty. And there's actually recipes for that you can make. And it's actually outside of Ratatouille.
Like draw some pesto.
Get a lot of green colors.
Program pesto into your computer.
Sap green, olive
Tasty
green.
pesto into your computer, and then that's
This looks delicious.
Pantones, a lot of green
Asshole.
Pantones.
The Great Feast in Harry Potter.
Yeah.
I mean they do feasts in multiple movies, but that first one when they first see it, and it's just like
I have specifically written down butterbeer from Harry
butterbeer,
Potter because that always looks so good to me, even though it sounds disgusting when I really think about
When
it.
you try whatever like Universal has decided is
not
butterbeer,
good.
it's pretty gross.
Is
but
it?
It looks good still in the movie.
So I legit had the marshmallow cookie on Honey, I Shrunk the Kids on my list.
Oh, that's tight.
So
And
when you
then-
were talking Sunday dinner, I thought you were coming to Talladega Nights, the KFC, Pizza Hut, Mountain Dew. I thought that's where you were headed.
I hope that one of you would have slapped me out of my chair if I chose that.
That
as
would've
my
been
top.
just
For your
been
NASCAR family, though.
Would have been crickets.
I see what you're saying.
Kyle's there drinking Mountain Dew. I can see it now.
I mean, there was a lot of Dr. Pepper getting drinking at our family dinners for sure.
Nate, you had the wrong burnt pick.
Oh yeah, what's your burnt pick?
So there's a lot of, delicious, stuffy looking dishes being made, but nothing's really like the focus of the movie. But one of the things that looks delicious is the pink birthday cake that he brings out to the little girl.
Yeah, so that's a good call. I mean,
that's what I had for.
I didn't want to go dessert again, and for some reason that scene just like it's not even like it looks that good. It's like the reaction and the process makes you think that it has to be good.
I stayed away from dessert, but chocolat it has. Yeah. I mean, every time they're making
chocolate, you mean chocolate?
Every time they're making chocolat in the movie,
the Johnny Depp film Chocolate.
You're so pretentious, Brad.
Chocolat.
So Willy, if we're talking chocolate, Willy Wonka. I mean, there's a
so that was Lisa's. She's obsessed with chocolate, and she was like, "What about all
what's your
the things
pick
being chocolate?"
From Willy Wonka.
I thought Lisa was all about the sour candies. She likes.
Well, yeah, she's like sour candy at the end of the evening. But besides that, she likes chocolate.
Yeah. So Willy Wonka, what are we picking from Willy Wonka? I got 3 different things.
Well, you tell me because
the chocolate bar.
Yeah.
Which always looked crunchy but good.
Yeah.
Just the whole
the edible teacup.
Well, everything in that whole area where you can just bite everything.
Where you just go and grab a plant and it's made of cake. Yeah. I'm in for that.
I guess the gobstopper really wasn't that.
Dude, I'm all about the gobstopper, dude. I like sucky candies, as I call them. When I told my kids, I was like, you want a sucky candy? They're like, what?
I will say, if there's a movie that got me to actually immediately eat something, Rocky with the eggs. The first time I saw that, I was like, when I first time I was kind of alone, I was like, I'm cracking an egg into a glass. I'm gonna drink that because that seems like the manly thing to do. And I did it, and it was.
Did you throw up in the sink?
Yeah. I didn't yak, but I was like. Like I definitely gagged.
So if we're talking desserts still on the Willy Wonka train, the ice cream sundae in Home Alone 2 when he's in the hotel.
Oh, that's a good one.
I have Home Alone, either Kevin's Pizza or Ice Cream Madness.
Mac and cheese also, like when he's getting ready to smash the mac and cheese.
And Nikki, you're going to love this one. The chocolate chip cookie in Stranger Than Fiction.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, dude. She gets Walter Crick to eat that cookie. And, dude, it looks that one
I'm surprised you didn't take that.
Yeah, it was a little obscure. But I love it.
That's a good call.
What about the turkey that the dog's stealing Christmas Story?
Got it.
You know what?
Looks delicious, right?
But I think that duck at the end looks delicious
I have
too.
Either turkey or duck.
Yeah, but the way the dad picks at the turkey, the turkey's perfect. He picks at it. It looks delicious.
You can get worms, and then my final one would be the old '96er from The Great Outdoors.
It's a great looking steak.
John Candy going after that big ass steak, and I've always thought like a steak eating competition. I was like, I can do that. I can do that. But I'm sure it would wreck me.
I did it one time.
Oh,
I ate a 64 ounce porterhouse at the Chop House in Chicago. Well, so there's a fairly widely known and long-standing dispute among my colleagues about whether I actually ate the whole thing.
Ooh.
Well, a lot of them, they say you have to eat the steak and all the sides.
So I ate the whole steak, but there were some gristle that was hard to get off the bone that I didn't eat, and one of my dinner companions to this day claims that I didn't eat the whole steak because of that.
Damn,
you got to nibble the grizzle, bro.
It's known in my profession as one of the great disputes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey. I mean, if you punch that guy one of these days, I have no problem with it.
Luckily, he's a good friend.
So I have one more that I would be remiss if it wasn't talked about, which I've since learned. So when I was a child, we had the British original made-for-TV movie of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Oh, yeah.
And she gives the kid, she's like, you want some Turkish delights? The evil queen is like, you want some Turkish delights? Queen. Yeah. And she's like, and he totally is seduced by these delicious treats that look so like squishy and delicious. And then I looked it up as an adult, like what a Turkish delight was. Sounds fucking disgusting. I don't even want to try the shit.
What does it say that it was?
It was like fucking.
Is it like a savory
liver pate and fucking some disgusting shit? Someone's gonna correct me.
I don't think that's. Yeah, I don't think that's true. I think it's more sweet. It's a sweet treat,
but not something that sounds delicious. I'm telling you right now. We'll look it up off the air, and when we come back, we'll know what it is. Not good. This is a good point to cut.
No. Because there's a few movies that food heavy movies we haven't even touched. Okay. Waitress has a ton of good looking pies in it, including some quiche that's really good.
Jesus Christ.
Quiche.
My wife told me Under the Tuscan Sun has some delicious meals, and I've not seen that, so I can't.
With my rom-coms, Under the Tuscan Sun was not on my list.
Eat, Pray, Love. There's pizza and pasta, and
the Italian meal montage in Eat, Pray, Love is stupid.
Incredible looking. Lady and the Tramp, spaghetti.
V for Vendetta, the egg toast.
Yeah.
The pasta and several other things in the movie No Reservations, which is this one, the one in particular I'm thinking of is where he hands it to Abigail Breslin, and It's delicious.
How about Nate? How about Ali Sheedy's sandwich of Captain Crunch and Pixie Sticks in Breakfast Club? Doesn't that look delicious?
Damn.
I mean, my final one that I'm going to throw out there that is just more for the comedy's sake is the Twinkie Wiener sandwich in the movie UHF with Weird Al. It's legitimately a Twinkie with a hot dog in it and then Cheese Whiz on top. It's a Twinkie Wiener sandwich.
That sounds terrible. You guys ever seen the movie Primary Colors? That's sort of like a thinly veiled. The ribs. They go to this rib joint out in the middle of nowhere.
And who's the president? Richard Gere?
The president is John Travolta playing essentially Bill Clinton.
That's right.
And they go to this rib place and
glad handing everybody.
The ribs look amazing. The breakfast in Groundhog Day.
Yeah,
he's eating that donut.
There's fried chicken and What About Bob is pretty solid too.
Yeah, the satay dumplings and ramen and Crazy Rich Asians. There's like a whole food, like a street market food truck kind of thing. Incredible. There's some great. There's a lot of good movie food,
right?
And we haven't even scratched the surface. So Turkish Delight, Nick, you ready?
Yeah.
Give us a description.
Premium varieties consist largely of chopped dates, pistachios, hazelnuts, and walnuts bound by the gel.
Bound by gel.
Bound by gel. Traditional varieties are often flavored with rose water, mastic gum, bergamot, orange, or lemon.
Doesn't that sound delicious?
There's no pate in there.
So it's walnuts bound in gel flavored with rose water. That sounds like the most disgusting shit that I've
sounds
ever
like the
eaten.
most pretentious shit
But
I've
the
ever
picture, the picture of that queen pulling it out of the thing and handing it to
I agree.
to Peter.
Even in the animated
dude.
Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe that I grew up
So
watching, I remember
bomb.
thinking that actually it did look good.
All right, we need to get our judge in here and start making some decisions.
Tough decisions.
Gentlemen, do you feel like you're getting a win tonight?
No.
Nate, do you feel like you're going to win tonight?
I feel like I'm going to get a not loss.
All right. Okay. That's progress.
I feel like I'm headed for a loss.
All right. See y'all in a little bit.
California has the largest population in the United States and the site of some of the most famous true crime cases in history. But there's more than meets the eye to the crime in California. Join Sean, Jessica, and Charles on the California True Crime Podcast as they cover crime both infamous and overlooked from around our state, while looking at the deeper history that goes beyond beaches and movie stars.
All right. Damn, that was a nice commercial, whoever that was.
Great job, guys.
Was that the first of many last call advertisements due to our agreement?
Yeah.
No, it was.
Was that what that was?
There was the middle of it.
We definitely need to record a last
We
call
do.
official ad because we pump it up during Drink with the Director, but we need the Thursday pod.
This would be the one to do it for.
And then all of a sudden, Brad finds last call.
Then all of a sudden,
Yeah, so I just cruised around through Oakdale and I found out that
he's like, you know what? Hey, I wanted a beer.
I think that's a reference to a commercial that I made and I've never heard. So
Yeah.
you guys
Yes.
keep making that joke like I should know it.
It's the people that listen to the podcast know the joke. There's no way you would
I
know
don't
it.
listen to
So
the podcast.
don't worry about
Well,
it.
we talked about last week when Nate and I started talking
Yeah.
at the brewery, and you were just like, "Oh, I thought you guys were about to do your commercial."
Because you said something.
That's how organic that shit
I was talking
is.
about, and so we were on Zoom, and you're like, "Oh, it's the commercial."
Here's when the
Yeah, so we were on
here's when
Zoom,
the
and then all of a
anchor ad
sudden-
comes in. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Well, Walter's here, and it's time to judge us. And Walter's our guest judge. We just got done tasting our BVK IPA, and no surprise, it's absolutely delicious, mouth-watering, juicy.
I mean, that's more because of us, not because of Walter, right?
Well, Walter,
Yeah.
I didn't do anything that day.
I see Walter
Talking about
as more
Walter.
of like an observer, whereas we kind of did everything. So it's really
That's how
Cool.
that's how most of my job gets done. Fun fact.
So Walter also did the logo, and we get to put that beer in that killer can with the logo on it tomorrow.
That maroon, yeah. That I don't want to.
fucking
Actually, I gotta shut my mouth.
Shut you once you
I gotta
shut your
sh-
mouth
I
when
just-
you're talking.
I
to us.
almost finished,
Folks, I'm just gonna
color.
say, just bring your dollars because you're gonna be taking home some 4-packs. You're
And
gonna be
also probably stuff them. In
You can
my
also get
pants.
growlers if you want to bring your own growler and fill that up with some BVK IPA. You can do that for the weekend drinking, and then you can have some 4-packs for a little bit later drinking.
Call
You
them
guys are-
hydration stations.
I'm going to call it right now. You guys are going to need to stock up because the Niners are in the Super Bowl.
We're hoping.
We're hoping.
Stupid asshole.
As of this recording, we're hoping
What
that
are
the Niners.
you doing?
You guys are going to need tons of BVK IPA. Sorry, Nick.
It will bring you luck though. If the Niners in the Super Bowl and it's Thursday and that's the situation, stock up BVK IPA. It will bring you luck.
So February 5th, Saturday, February 5th, this Saturday, we're going to do the BVK IPA beer release. Walter and his wife Kendra, who was on the Chef Pod and gave us some awesome insights and some very erotic descriptions of food on Tuesday. We're going to be there. We are going to be there. Our friends and family are going to be there. Our fans are going to be there. We're going to have Scotch Beck there playing some music. It's going to be awesome. So
Should be a good time.
Awesome times. Well, are you ready to crush some dreams?
I'm ready to hopefully make one person's night and crush everyone else's dreams. I'm ready to go. Yeah, I got the rankings ready to go.
All right, walk us through the rounds, Walter.
Yeah, definitely I will. So my scoring. So and my wife Kendra actually helped me a bit with the scoring. We kind of did this together. So
these guys are crunching.
Everybody's eating Cheerios, and I can hear it in the microphone.
I'm not even going to try to hide it here.
All right, there's your ASMR moment. It hasn't been around for a while, so there you go.
Yeah, so I got the teams. And then I consulted the wife since she was on the Chef Pod. I figured she'd have some points of view about this, and most of the points came from would we want to eat it?
Okay.
And so we went through, and each round decided whichever pick from each round we thought was the best would get a point. If it wasn't the best, but we'd still want to eat it, I gave it a point. How vital it was to the movie or the characters in the movie, I kind of gave a point for that. And if I didn't want to eat it at all, I deducted a point. So we got some points, and it kind of worked. I don't know if I stuck to that. There's numbers all over this thing, but round one, I think what we decided we thought was the best dish picked was the grilled cheese in Chef.
Okay.
So we think that was the best pick in round one.
Somebody made the wrong pick from Chef.
That was
What were the
delicious.
picks from round one, Brad?
Do we want to do it that way?
Well,
we're talking about them. I want to hear it. It's been a while.
All right, so we had the ratatouille. We had the
That was the first
from
pick.
Ratatouille. We had the Breakfast Mountain from Wedding Crashers.
Oh, that's a good one.
We had the Scarjo pasta from Chef, and then we followed that up with the grilled cheese from
So the
Chef.
grilled are the fourth pick.
I think that was we think
fourth
that
pick in
was
that round.
the most
There we go.
the
Fascinating.
best pick in the first round. Second round, so I'm going to go through which one we thought was the best, and then I'll go through the teams from bottom to top because the other points
like
will play
that.
into there.
Okay.
Second round, we decided that the best dish there was the strudel.
The strudel. Okay. Read them back, Brad.
We had the apple strudel with the creme from Inglourious Bastards. We had the beef bouillon from Julie and Julia.
That was beautiful.
We had
that is
the
the
cake
correct
and eclairs
pronunciation.
from This Is 40, and we had the prison sauce from Goodfellas.
In post, can you cut the clip from the movie where she says that and just put it over your voice? It would be hilarious.
It'll sound exactly the same.
So there you go. That's the second round.
So the last pick of the first round and the first pick of the second round were I think the two winners in those two rounds.
Jesus.
For the third round, we thought that the best one or the most delicious looking one was the steak in the Matrix.
Yeah, baby.
Definitely.
That's a good pick.
Definitely. That was a great pick. I'm surprised that lasted to the third round. That was a great pick. Also very vital to the film because it kind of talks about why is it Cypher in the movie? I think is his name.
Yes.
Why he wants to go back into the Matrix. And then the last
Let me go
round,
through third round.
Oh, sorry.
So we had the cheeseburger. So we'll go in order of drafted. So fried chicken from The Help, the chocolate croissant from It's Complicated, Cypher steak in The Matrix, and then the cheeseburger from Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, so the back end of that round is where that one came in and took the crown for the third round, and then the fourth round, we both thought it was the sauce from Burns, the perfect sauce. I think is how it was drafted.
Yeah, the perfect.
So you've seen that movie.
Yes.
So that's
Okay.
Well, okay, read the round, Brad.
So in order of draft, it was the right sauce from Burnt. It was the meatball subs from Point Break, Invisible Food from Hook, and then Big Mama's Tribute Dinner in Soul Food.
Yeah, so working that hard on something, it's got to be delicious.
Yeah.
And so the way that those rounds all played out...
I just have to just say right now that just looking around the table, there's one person that's like bouncing in their seat.
Yeah,
that's kind of like kind of shaking a little bit. I'm not going to say who it is, but somebody's shaking a little bit right now.
3 of those picks are definitely from one team in terms of winning the rounds. So, but we'll go through from bottom to top now. As I said, some other points were how important they were to the movie. If other dishes I'd want to eat, even though they didn't win that little best of the round category, so on and so forth. So the last place team, who is the only, not the only, who is a team who one of their picks didn't get awarded any points, and that was team number 3.
Hook didn't get any points.
Team number 3.
I was team number 3.
No,
team number 3.
Scarjo pasta.
Shit! It wasn't even me, dog. What's up?
That's the beef bouillon, Julie and Julia, chocolate croissant. It's complicated, and meatball subs from Point Break.
Yeah, so they didn't lose any points on what I wouldn't want to eat, but the meatball subs didn't get any points.
Utah 2.
But that's team number, or that's last place, team number 3. There was
okay. Gotta lose sometime.
There was a tie for second place, and so to break that tie, what I decided to do was go with the single pick that had the most points given to it, one out of the tie. So that means that third place was team number 1.
That would be myself with the Ratatouille from Ratatouille, the Prison Sauce Goodfellas, the Cheeseburger Pulp Fiction, and Big Mama's Tribute Dinner from Soul Food.
That's right. And the Pulp Fiction pick, the Cheeseburger, lost a point because I agree with Zach. Right? It doesn't look good at all.
Thank you.
I think the only reason continues to eat it is to instill fear.
It's talking shit.
And to talk shit. Exactly.
So you're saying the Big Kahuna Burger is just dog shit.
Oh, yeah. That's a fucking chain restaurant.
That's like a Snow White, but I love a Snow White style burger. Like, those little dives that are just, it's a greasy.
That serve like meatball subs and stuff. I get it.
The Kahuna Cheeseburger got a point for being vital to the story, because I think it shows us who Jules is in that interaction. But besides that, I think it looks like disgusting food.
He dips it in the ketchup. It's so gross.
It was hard for me to put that team in third because of the Ratatouille pick. I'm on that side there.
You're on team rats should be in the kitchen.
Okay, I am 100%.
Team not real food.
Concerned a little bit about that, but okay.
I like to eat cartoons.
Well, there was a point made that the villain there, the food critic, he wasn't a bad guy. He just didn't want to eat somewhere that rats were cooking.
Yeah,
and I think that's a good point. He's a guy who didn't want to eat food made by vermin.
And guess what he ate?
And he ate it, and he liked it.
And he liked it, and then he's opened the restaurant.
But I did enjoy that pick. And then, so do you want second place or do you want first place?
Well, I want to say, what was with that dividing that? Well, I guess if we divide the tie, we will find out. You said there was a dish that got more points.
Yes.
So let's just go to that dish, and then we'll know who got number 1. I think we all kind of know who got number 1.
So the second place team, it's the dish that got the second most overall points, and that dish was the steak from The Matrix.
Okay.
So second place is team 2.
And
I
team
appreciate
2
the acknowledgement.
Had the Breakfast Mountain from Wedding Crashers, Cake and Eclairs from This Is 40 While They're High, Cypher Steak, The Matrix, and Invisible Food from Hook.
It overcame some odds there because the only other dish to not get a single point besides the subs was the dessert. Was the dessert from This Is 40.
Oh, wow.
So, do we know if it was really good? They were stoned out of their mind. And it probably cost like $800.
That's true.
It definitely cost a lot of money. Did you see that suite they were in? It was
a bowl of cereal cost like $24.
Yeah.
So,
but the steak from The Matrix, the invisible food from Hook actually got a point.
Yeah, that's right.
But it also lost a point. So I mean, it get a point, but it lost a point.
Anytime you're willing to throw your food rather than eat it, I feel like
it was
vital. It was a vital part of the story. That's when Robin figured out he found his marbles, whatever it was.
He figured out how to imagine.
Yeah, he was a kid again. hanging out with a bunch of other kids, even though he was like 50 years old.
He gains Rufio's.
So basically, Zach's the
respect.
only team to get no points on 2 picks. Really?
If we're talking net points, yeah, I suppose.
Okay.
That's
just
true,
wanted
and
to
I
make
still
sure to
got
point
second
that out.
place, and you got 4th, dude.
He did, and that means that that the winner
I
was
just
team
wanted to
number
point
4.
that out to everyone listening.
Yeah. He wants to point out that I got 0 points from 2 picks and still beat him by 2 places. That's what he wants to make sure everybody knows.
Before we get to who got number 1, I will say in the last draft pod at the end, I just said, Nate, what are you going to do to pump yourself up and come back here? And you didn't really have an answer, but obviously you did something.
So I spent more time watching YouTube videos of food in movies than I did watching Chef this week.
I can't believe the sauce.
And then I went to this. I worked out with Nick earlier today, and I was like, dude, I've been prepping. I watched this 48-minute video of food montage. And then Nick showed up the pod, and he's like, I watched it too. Fucking cheater. Didn't work. Cheaters never prosper. 4th place. Anyway, there's been a lot of talk here from a lot of people that didn't win the pod, but you know what? Someone here did win the pod, and that's me.
But
and I expect.
Sorry, we had to unleash the beast.
And I expect all of you to have some appreciation for my 1 win.
I appreciate it. I don't respect it,
many.
but I do appreciate it.
In this real first season, Nick.
All right, Walter, let's get some commentary here on this number 1.
Spices. Whatever he said about the sauce in that fucking movie.
right before I go to the number 1, I will say another part of the tiebreaker that I got creative with was, what is the most well put together day of food, right? Courses or breakfast, lunch, dinner, dessert.
Oh.
And that's another one where team 2 there kind of had it. They had a breakfast mountain. They had the steak, and then maybe you're in the matrix, so that steak makes you a little hallucinogenic, and you eat the invisible food. When you come back to life, you have that dessert from This Is 40, I guess, in your hotel room.
All of this makes sense to me.
So anyway,
mine was all pretty much savory. So I will say that I was all savory in my column.
The winning team,
All
though,
animated.
team number 4 there. I mean, all delicious food that I'd want to eat. I'd want that sauce on anything from the looks of it. The strudel pick it's the pick that got the most points out of all the things I awarded points for.
It's the crema.
That was definitely the best pick of the draft in my opinion. Fried chicken, I just have an affinity for fried chicken too, so I'm always going to eat fried chicken.
Yeah.
Grilled cheese, you can't beat that grilled cheese, man. It is the butter is the key to a grilled cheese. Yeah, that's number 1.
And the mayo.
Yeah.
Heap on all your praise. Just keep it coming.
He did put. It's funny that you would pick a sandwich that has mayonnaise on it.
That's really
There's
weird.
no mayonnaise on that one.
That's just butter. I don't think
It's
they
all
use mayo.
butter.
Nick told me that he puts mayonnaise on it.
Nick,
And the last time I checked,
Did you
butter
just say
is
that-
also light and creamy.
did you just say that 4th place puts mayonnaise on his sandwiches? I don't
You're
give a
right.
shit about 4th
You're
place.
right. I shouldn't talk about
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah.
He's so far behind me that I can't even see him.
It's so funny. I just want to point this out. The one time in the last 40 episodes that I've ever drank fucking Diet Pepsi and grenadine, I got 4th place tonight, and what am I fucking sipping on? I'm sipping on grenadine.
What are you doing?
Anyone
You know what
listening?
you get with 4th place, Nick?
One and only time.
grenadine and no opinion.
I don't have opinions. And I'm sipping on that grenadine.
Nick rolled over to me.
That's a callback right there, bro.
Nick rolled. That's a little Easter egg for all you fans
And
out
I will
there.
say, unfortunately, we're back into preseason mode because last preseason, Zach was the one who was always looking for that first win.
Yeah, I don't like to win these.
Oh, Zachy.
Personally, what I like to do is I've got 3 second places out of the 4 real drafts, I believe, or 5 real drafts.
Zach's going for
So
total.
I'm doing real good for seconds. I'm going for the Phil
He's
Mickelson
going for
award.
drafter of the year.
You're going for like total points. It was like Formula One. You'd be racking up those points.
Trying to
I
run
don't,
that FedEx
I don't
Cup.
understand your racing fucking shit.
You'll make it into the hall.
Yeah,
The Hall?
Yeah,
What's
the
that
Hall
mean?
of Fame.
literally the hallway.
You'll
The
like,
hallway outside the room where the people that win get
we're
to
like
stand.
stealing like the 6th most bases.
Hey, but it's gone. I went 2 in a row.
Christ.
Nick went 2 in a row. Now Nate's probably going to go 2 in a row, and then you'll get your 2 in a row.
Yeah, that'll be the.
I think that's the way it's going to go.
Sounds exactly
I
how
was
it's going to go.
I honestly, as a fan of the show, was kind of pulling for Zach. because I know he hasn't won. And if I recall, the last episode I was on was your first win.
Yeah,
right?
It was.
So I thought maybe you had this going
today, but
second place. They were
dashed.
A winner, but
second place.
That's good looking.
You got a shirt out of it last time, so
I did. I actually, that shirt makes my fucking biceps look spectacular, dude. I've been wearing it around, dude, getting lots of comments. So people are like, "Oh my god, are those your real biceps?" I'm like, "Yeah, they're real, and they're spectacular."
It's like Popeye. All right, well that's that. Yeah, this is delightful. I'm just gonna go.
Thanks, Walter.
Celebrate here.
No problem.
So we're gonna go drink beer on Saturday.
Yeah, come out with us.
What the fuck are we doing for the podcast next week?
I literally don't remember. What are we doing next week?
We didn't discuss this. This is off the cuff.
Okay. Well, I think we have a schedule. I just don't know that anyone knows what.
No one knows what it is.
entails.
Oh, really? I thought one of you guys would know, because usually either Nick or either Nate or Brad knows what the schedule is.
Well, I've been trying to open it on my phone and it keeps crashing.
Well, you guys are just so excited about the beer release. You're not even thinking about next week.
It's literally
just beer.
The end of our universe is the beer release. At that point, we've won. Life, goes on.
That was the whole point of the podcast.
Yeah, we basically started this podcast just so someone would make a beer about us.
Should we have a contest to see who can drink the most BVK IPAs on Saturday?
I don't know if we can legally advertise that.
As long as it's not at the tap room, you guys should definitely do that.
That sounds like a great idea for hazing.
So you're saying the parking lot of the tap room is where we should do it?
We should do that when we start our frat.
Oh, we should. When we get our intern and we start hazing them?
That'd be awesome.
Fuck yeah.
Ziggy.
Hey, going back to when we were talking about the kid and chef where he's doing all his like shit, like social media and stuff, I definitely turned to my kids. I was like, all right, who's doing that for the BVK podcast?
Yeah, were you like, where you at?
And they both looked at me like, fuck you, Dad, we hate your podcast.
Jesus. You make them listen to that drivel all the time. We love you, Brennan.
My son's recently found a Greek mythology podcast that he's like super into and telling me about all the time. And he's like, I love this podcast so much, Dad. I'm like, you know who else has a podcast? He's like, who?
He's like, nobody I know.
I'm like, buddy, you really can't think of anybody that has like a super successful podcast. He's like, nope, you got me, Dad. Who is it? I was like, it's Joe Rogan.
It must not have been Jackson, because Jackson knows.
It's not Jackson.
Hey, so on the schedule, it's as sad as it's going to be. We got Nate.
Oh, are we doing definitely maybe?
We're bringing out, Zach's favorite dude,
Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, is he in that?
That's next week.
Kendra, you, speaking of that microphone there, so what do we think about Ryan Reynolds?
He can.
Her eyes are closed.
She's not closing her eyes and describing Ryan Reynolds. Jesus Christ, that was not what I was going
exactly
for.
How Zach describes him.
I hate Ryan Reynolds so much.
You're like
You're
in
not
the,
right though.
You're in like you're in like the
Are you just
absolute
jealous?
minority. of this.
No, absolutely not. My problem with Ryan Reynolds stems from the fact that I don't think he's funny. I really don't. I really don't think he's funny. I mean, he's a great looking man. He's got great abs.
And he's got great curves.
He's got all of those things going on.
But you like Ryan Gosling?
I
he's
like Ryan
beautiful,
Gosling
too.
quite a bit better than
I'm
I
a
like.
big Ryan Squared fan.
The Ryans. Just give me all the Ryans.
We're super inclusive for Ryans.
You can leave Seacrest out though.
Got to be over 5'6".
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got definitely maybe, and then with that, we're comboing that up with the draft of most romantic movie gifts.
And my belief is that my sister Amy is going to come on, who is, in my general opinion, the best gift giver I know.
Oh my
She's
God.
legit at giving gifts and just giving thanks to people and just being
she's
super.
Her love language is gift giving. Like that's they have the love languages and that's hers. And as a result, she's amazing at like thinking about what gifts to get, getting them. She's the person that'll get you a gift like 6 months in advance because it's the right gift, and then she'll wrap it up and it'll look like something that is in a store window.
And she's also our unofficial manager. I mean, our unpaid unofficial manager.
She has done some shit behind the scenes on this pod that has really helped things out, including getting us out of Facebook jail.
Yeah.
So if there was ever a time for Nate to go back to back, is the time when Amy is going to be his sister is going to be the judge.
Yeah,
didn't work out last time.
Amy and I, she might like to stick it to me. It's hard to say.
Romantic movie gifts, man. I'm gonna struggle. I'm gonna be all over the list on this one.
There's gonna be some overlap with the romantic gesture gifts, or you guys?
I would imagine that there's gonna be some romantic gesture.
Oh, this is Nate won't win because he's gonna be like, oh, when the cue cards and fucking. We're gonna be like, that's not romantic, bro. It's creepy as fuck.
We don't talk about Love Actually anymore in my head. Zach's
Although, as he says that, he threw a text reference to me and my to my wife and his wife in a little group text. And
that was a reference meant only for Melissa that you were not to understand.
Well, yeah, I asked her, I was like, what the fuck's that reference? Oh, it's Love Actually.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't talk about Love Actually anymore. Zach scarred me.
Hey, bring that weak shit in my kitchen, bro.
All right,
so
Chef.
that's it.
Let's get out of here.
All right. Thank you guys for coming on. We're out with Chef.
Yeah, thank you
guys.
See you guys on Saturday. Bye bye.
Saturday.
I can brag your favorite podcast. Let's start this thing.